Hello there.
Austin, I see you took a little inspiration from the Star of Wars.
The Star of Wars.
You know who says that, right?
No, I just know that I've heard you say it before,
Oh.
and so that's why I say it.
It's Obi-Wan that says it.
Oh, really?
He lands, he goes, hello there. Yeah.
Oh, fair.
Yes.
I knew it was some sort of nerdy reference, but admittedly, in my brain, it was just a Caleb thing.
Oh.
But I could tell by the way you would say it that you got it from somewhere. So now I know.
Yes. Yeah, it's from probably the biggest nerd franchise of all time. So, how are you doing today?
Doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just life has been life the last week. Nothing crazy. So,
Yeah.
How about you?
I mean, a little crazier. I got a lot of stuff done this weekend and this week. Since I've had a lot of time to myself, like the past few days, I got a ton of stuff done. It's crazy how much you can do when you don't have anything going on.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have anything going on and you get out of bed.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa.
Right.
I can actually clean and get stuff done.
I think the only productive thing outside of going to work every day that I've done is I finally got my garage door opener so I can park underground in my apartment. So I've been parking in Visitor for the last 2 or 3 months.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's how our apartment works too. Where we only have one parking spot in the garage, but my car was in the garage,
Right.
my old car, and I finally got that sold today. So now I have a parking spot in my garage.
Right. I didn't even realize you had it here. I thought it was at your dad's or something.
Oh no, yeah, it was just sitting in there. That's if you were when we first moved in here, we didn't have the garage yet. It took a few months to get the garage, so there was just it's kind of like an old kind of beater car, and it was just sitting out there. The tire, I didn't drive at all, so the tires were deflating and stuff. And our landlord came by one day, goes, "Oh, that's your car?" Because I was trying to jumpstart it. And yeah, he goes, "We've been worried about that. Somebody just dumped their car here. We were gonna get it towed." I was like, no, it's mine.
Someone dumped it as part of some murder mystery case.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, or something. Well, should we let them know who we are and what we do?
I suppose we can do that. Why not?
Yeah.
Why don't you start, Caleb?
All right. Well, welcome to Balls and Blasters. I am the blaster side.
My name is Austin. I am the balls side. I talk about balls.
Yeah.
And he talks about blasters.
Mm-hmm.
Balls and blasters. B&B.
Yes.
Alliteration purposes.
Now, Austin, what is balls to you?
What is balls? Every time I just try to say it as much as I can until I laugh. And it's okay, I'll be serious now. Balls. I talk about sports, and it could be any sport. It could be news related. It could be topics I find interesting. And my goal is to just teach Caleb about the world of sports and things that he may not fully understand. And Caleb talks about blasters. Caleb, what does that reference?
Blasters is just virtually anything that's nerdy, like video games, movies, TV shows, stuff like that. That a guy more inclined on the sports side maybe doesn't know or has not heard of as much. So yeah, today I have a topic that I do know you know very, very little about.
Okay, so I'm gonna learn today.
Oh yes, this is probably the most researched one I've done yet.
Yeah.
And I've actually learned some stuff.
There you go.
So yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything newsy today, but I have some historical fun things that I think you might find interesting.
Oh, what a coinky dink. No, we both like historical and stuff today.
Right on.
Well,
so I suppose we should rock, paper, scissors this thing and get us started, huh?
Yeah, what is it? It's 3-2, you?
Correct.
All right, I could tie it up here.
Could.
It's on shoot, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, 4-2. You guys, for the audio listeners, we just tied twice.
Just tied twice, yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose the awkward silence there would be these guys just turn off their mics. All right, Caleb, I will go first. So I think we decided before we started that you have one big topic, I have one big topic. I'm just going to go through mine, and then we'll switch and do yours.
Yep, we're gonna do it a little differently today, where like the first half will be Austin's side, and then the second half will be my side.
Right, and you guys will just have to let us know what you prefer. We're not opposed to one format to the other, so your feedback always helps.
Yeah, just try it out, see if it works better for you guys too. Because I know a lot of feedback we have been getting is, like the one time you had a topic that it was like split into 2 parts, and the number one feedback I got on that episode was, I wish you would have just kept talking more. Wish there wasn't a break in between. So.
Well, which one was that? I wonder.
That was, I think, our 3rd episode. I think.
I'm trying to think about it because I vaguely remember.
It was the Hall of Fame episode.
Oh, the Hall of Fame. Yeah. I low key kind of happy I split that up because my throat was getting really sore. I would have had to take like 5 or something. But all right, that's enough rambling at the beginning of episode 6, by the way.
Yes, we made it to episode 6.
Episode 6.
We're over a month.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we kept up with it for this long.
What the things you can do when you just keep your mind to it.
Well, exactly.
All right, Caleb, I said I had a somewhat historical, fun topic, sports related. I'm kind of excited to talk about these. My topic today is inspired by a conversation I had on Sunday, actually, with a couple other of our friends. We're at Buffalo Wild Wings having dinner.
Was it the app specials?
Yes, it was the late night half price wings, half price
deal.
apps. It's the only reason I go to B-Dubs. We just talked about this, that, and the third, and we got on the topic of college football rivalry trophies.
Oh, another college football episode.
Another college football one, yes. I figured college football just started this last weekend. And so last weekend was week 0. I don't know why they call it week 0.
Is like a pre-game? Or?
It's like a kickoff weekend, I guess you could call it. So like,
is it in the official season?
Yes, the games count. So like there's one game in Ireland.
Oh, that's sick.
Between Iowa State and Kansas State, that
the 2 most Midwestern states in Ireland.
So speaking of college football rivalries, that's actually an underrated one.
Well,
It's Iowa State, Kansas State. The nickname for that rivalry is called Farmageddon.
That's awesome, actually. Would they both just grow corn? So.
Well, right. It's literally 2 farming states, and I can't remember. I might be Iowa State. It could be Kansas State, but one of the schools started out as an agricultural college, so like it's fitting.
Yeah,
it's fitting.
I like the name though.
Yeah. So college football rivalries are a big deal. Some college football rivalries date all the way back to the late 1800s.
Dang.
So some of these have been going around for quite a long time.
Like, is it just? I'm guessing it's sports in general, not just football, right?
Yes, between schools across multiple sports. Yes,
Okay.
Of course. And it's, for whatever reason, I think it's just the college football environment, because we had talked before how, playing for a national championship in college football was never really a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So these teams and schools find other things to play for. And oftentimes...
Besides the millions of bowls there are.
Correct. Besides all the bowl games, teams would, just throughout history have, mainly through proximity, have big-time rivals. And it was like, this is so much fun. We should have something on the line for this game other than just bragging rights. And so some schools have decided to institute a trophy, which I think is fun and interesting.
I like the Heisman Trophy.
Yes.
But that's one that goes like that, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So the Heisman is, do you know what the Heisman Trophy is?
I actually do not.
So the Heisman Trophy is, it's essentially an MVP award. It's given to the most outstanding college football player at the end of every season.
Like of the whole, like...
Of all
NCAA?
of college football,
Okay.
yes. So there's, if you remember, there's the FBS and there's the FCS, both Division I. The Heisman Trophy is handed out to the most outstanding player in the FBS.
Okay.
And then the FCS has their own, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called, but They're the same trophy, essentially.
Okay.
So these trophies are specifically for one game out of the year for these schools. And it just gives teams, I guess, more motivation going into each game, even though it's college and you don't really need more motivation other than it's a limited number of games.
That's kind of like a carrot at the end of the stick. Or not, no, sorry. Is that the right term? Would that be? No. Like a cherry on top. There you go.
There you go. Pretty much. Exactly. So I decided I would talk about my 3 personal favorite trophies. There are many, and they all have pretty interesting histories. But I decided I would talk about my 3 favorites. So the first one I want to talk about, and because I'm a Notre Dame fan, I'm going to start with Notre Dame.
Obviously.
As you can tell, I'm really making it.
Today.
Making it obvious.
Little side tangent. I thought about, for my topic, I have like 2 shirts that relate to my topic, and I thought about wearing them today.
You're wearing a very sporty hat today.
Thank you. I got it from a outlet in Manhattan Beach.
There you go. I like it. Yeah. Looks good.
The guy he did swindle me a little bit for it, but it looks nice.
So the first trophy I want to talk about is called the Jeweled Shillelagh.
Ooh. What's the context behind the shillelagh?
I'm glad you asked, Caleb. This is a rivalry trophy that is contested each year between the University of Notre Dame and the University of Southern California.
Oh. Hey, that's where I got that.
And for anybody who's asking, because I had mentioned like a lot of these rivalries are born out of proximity and the fact that they're just close to each other, might be wondering, well, University of Notre Dame, that's in South Bend, Indiana. University of Southern California is obviously in Southern California. How in the world do they become rivals?
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah.
You mentioned you mentioned one episode that Notre Dame is a big like traveling school. So does that play a part into this?
It absolutely does. And I believe I gave a very short history, but I will rehash it very quickly. Notre Dame was taught football by the University of Michigan. After X amount of years, Michigan said, because Notre Dame finally beat them for the first time, and Michigan said, wow, that's lame. I don't want to play you anymore. And then told their other teams in their conference, I think they're called like the Great West Conference, said, nobody play Notre Dame. We don't like those guys. And so Notre Dame said, fine, we'll just travel around the country. And the old wives' tale, literally the old wives' tale, is that the wife, Notre Dame had a football game down in Nebraska. The wife of then USC head coach traveled to Nebraska and convinced the wife of Newt Rockne, who was the Notre Dame head coach at the time, that they should, I think it was Newt Rockne. Wow, I'd be mad if I got that wrong. That this would be a good idea, that Notre Dame and USC should play each other every year because it gives Notre Dame a reason to end up in California to recruit, and it's a national brand game, yada, yada, yada. So that's how the rivalry started. So now that we have that background, the Jeweled Shillelagh. What is a shillelagh? For those who are unaware, it is an Irish club made of either oakwood or blackthorn saplings.
Okay.
On the very end of the shillelagh is kind of like, it's almost like I don't know if like a banana is the right way to describe the shape of it.
Is it like almost like a crescent?
Crescent, yeah, that's probably a better way to put it. Crescent with a knob at one end, and it's a club, so you use it to, swing.
Is it like Sokka's club in Avatar? You've never seen Avatar?
No.
Okay.
That's probably gonna bum some people out.
That's it's gonna be part of my topic later. Just a little spoiler. So
perfect.
Yeah.
All right. On the end of one part of the shillelagh is engraved from the Emerald Isle, and the Emerald.
That's Ireland, right?
Bingo.
Yeah, I knew that.
So, Emerald Isle is one of many nicknames given to Ireland, and I think the name, at least according to the Wikipedia page I looked at, the nickname is derived from a poem. For those that care, When Aaron First Rose. by William Drennan. So yes, you were correct. I'm happy you got that. That's fun.
It's because I play Crusader Kings 2/3 for those who get it. And there'll be a couple out there that do.
Hell yeah, I love it. So this rivalry trophy was first handed out in 1952. Now, Notre Dame and USC had been playing since like the 1920s, I think 1926. But, you know, after years and years of like, okay, this is actually a legit rivalry and we really like playing each other, well, let's put something on the line here. And so the Notre Dame Alumni Club of Los Angeles said, you know what, we'll put something up for grabs. And because it's the Notre Dame Alumni Club, they decided shillelagh would be fitting, and USC willingly obliged. What makes the shillelagh unique, and why is it called the jeweled shillelagh? After every win, go ahead.
Is the jewel like emerald?
After every win, you're on the right track. As a matter of fact, you are correct.
Sorry. I'm like stealing the thunder here.
Hey, I mean, you're guessing good though. Better than me guessing last episode. So,
hey.
If USC wins the annual game against Notre Dame, a ruby Trojan head is stuck onto the shillelagh. It's the University of Southern California Trojans. That's their mascot. And of course, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, when they win, they put an emerald-studded shamrock on the trophy. And so they kind of just like, you know, all the way around the shillelagh up to the top.
So like green means that Notre Dame won, red means that USC.
Correct. Yeah. And they do put like, it's like the year and the score of the game next to each one to represent which the year and who won the game.
Oh, so they just get put on there and they're stuck on there.
Yes, so, permanently.
That's really cool. I like that.
So you can look at the trophy and you can just see the history of it, essentially. So the original shillelagh was retired in 1996. For context, going into 1996, Notre Dame had won 14 straight games against USC. So they've had the jeweled shillelagh for almost 15 years at that point. Finally, USC won, but Notre Dame essentially refused to give them the trophy. And their reasoning was that like, oh, ran out of space on the trophy, so we can't give it to you. We'll keep it though.
That's really funny.
So that the original jeweled shillelagh is now permanently on display on Notre Dame's campus. And so because of this, the same Notre Dame Alumni Association Club in Los Angeles was like, we'll just make a new one. And it's a much larger one. It's about a foot longer than the original one. So like,
they got space.
They got space, brother. Yeah. And this particular shillelagh is not only is it bigger, but it was handcrafted in the county, I believe it's pronounced Leitrim, which is a county in Ireland.
Oh, it's really cool that some like actual Irish person made it.
And I think that one is made out of blackthorn sapling, which I don't know this, but I'm going to assume blackthorn sapling is prevalent in Ireland.
Maybe it's not, but it only grows or something.
Something like that.
A botanist, please reach out.
All the botanists that listen to Balls and Blasters. Triple B.
Yes. Balls and Blasters botanist.
So yeah, it's authentic and that's cool. So yeah, that's my first rivalry trophy that
I think that one's really cool. Cause I like that it's like rubies and emeralds. I like that's just really cool. And it's kind of like Christmassy too almost.
It is Christmassy. And
do they play around Christmas for that? So
it's a good question. I know some more lore about the rivalry between the two. USC has always been okay because USC is in the Pac-12, which is the Pacific Athletic Conference, or at least they used to be. They're not anymore. So they have their own conference schedule that they play out west. Notre Dame independent, play a national schedule. USC is okay with playing Notre Dame every year. It's just that they kind of soft West Coast kids that don't want to go play in the cold weather if they don't have to. And so they're like, okay, we'll play you Notre Dame, but we're going to play you. It's essentially, so they rotate, obviously. 1 year it's in South Bend, Indiana. The next year it's at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. When it's played in South Bend, Indiana, it's always the weekend of Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. So it's a little chilly.
It can be a little chilly, but it's never like snowing typically, you know, and it's not like unbearable. And then whenever it's played in Southern California, it's always the last game of the year. Okay. So it's in December, and like December in California is still gorgeous, so it doesn't matter really.
Well, but so it's you could say it's almost like a Christmas trophy as well.
It could be. It's holiday themed.
Yeah, I just like that because I do love the hey, we'll be red, you guys be green.
Yeah,
and it'll look so sick.
It's really cool. It's very unique. I really enjoy it. I think it's as you'll find out about the last one I talk about you really like, but all these trophies are very what's the word, like they're very appropriate for the rivalry and you know who they're given out to, who they're playing, you know who's playing for these trophies. So that's Notre Dame versus USC. Any other comments or questions you have on that by chance?
Sorry, can you say when again that started? What year started?
So I believe the rivalry between the two started in 1926, but the trophy's been handed out since 1952.
Okay.
So we're going on, what is that, like 73 years? Is my math right there?
So like they definitely needed to make a new trophy.
Oh yeah. And so
I can kind of believe them that they ran out of space.
Right. And on the original that was christened in 1952, they stuck rubies and emeralds on there for all the previous years that have been played.
So it is like a timeline.
Right. Correct.
Sick.
All right. The second one I'd like to talk about. I'm happy I have equal amounts of notes for all three of these rivalries, and I'm happy that I got through that one kind of quick, so that makes me confident I'm not going to run out of voice by the end of this.
I can do a really small topic if your voice is hurting. So.
How about I take a drink of water, and if you want to fill the dead air.
I don't know the stats on this. I just want to let you know that I heard this from a friend, and I looked it up to confirm it, that the movie that is Netflix's all-time watched movie right now is called K-Pop Demon Hunters or Demon Slayers, one of those two.
Honestly, I believe that.
Yeah. It's like K-pop's huge.
Yeah.
And like it's like an American like animated like film. And it's like it's just like a bunch of K-pop girls killing demons.
Yeah. I totally believe that, you know, and for a guy that prides himself on listening to all kinds of music, K-pop is just never the one that really got to me. But I do know that it's massive.
You know, they're like, cause I do watch some like anime and stuff, and so I have heard like so they'll get some J-pop too, mainly J-pop, like some K-pop bands. I think it's pretty good, but like I haven't really gotten into it as much either. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I know it's insane.
Right, and I know that like I think Taylor Swift stans are bad. I think K-pop stans are probably worse.
We're gonna get their wrath off.
No, hey. Speaking of mini sports topics, did you see Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged today?
I did see that. Oh my god! You know how I found that out? It was a video of a reporter asking Trump what he thought. And I was like, "What? What do we do?" He's like, "I wish him well."
I think we just hit the holy trinity of trigger: Taylor Swift, K-pop, and Trump.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right, let's reel it back in. As a matter of fact, as a transition to my next topic, let's lasso this one right back into my sports topic.
A Texas one.
You're gosh darn right. The next rivalry I'd like to talk about is called well, it's got many names. I prefer to call it the Red River Shootout, but that's too gory and not PG enough for today's standards. So now it's just called the Red River Rivalry.
Oh.
But the Red River Shootout's kind of cool.
I like that.
It's unique. It's fun. So Red River is a river in Texas. And this contest is between the University of Oklahoma, if there's any Oklahoma fans, they'll be pissed at me. Oklahoma University.
Oh.
It does matter.
That's okay.
And the University of Texas. So border states, again, back to proximity. Understandable why they might have a history with each other. And I think there is actually some historical beef between the two. But that's neither here nor there. So this rivalry has 3, technically 4 trophies.
Dang.
That change hands every year.
Is one of them like some like Spurs?
Spurs? No, not that I'm aware. So there's what's literally called the Red River Rivalry Trophy. There's the Governor's Trophy. There's a what's it called? It's literally the NROTC Trophy. I think that's just literally what it's called.
Does it stand for anything?
It does, and we'll get there. But the most popular one, the people that know the best, is called the Golden Hat, or the Golden Cowboy Hat, if you will.
I already like this one.
So, it's the best known trophy for this rivalry, and it's the only trophy that's actually handed out on the field after the game is done. I should note that these rivalry trophies are all, like, you can see teams parading them around after they win the game. So, this rivalry is old as dirt. I believe this one started in the 80s, if not the early 1900s. But back in 1929, Oklahoma and Texas signed a 10-year contract to play their annual matchup at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, during the Texas State Fair.
Oh, okay.
And so why the Cotton Bowl? The Cotton Bowl, it's literally just a huge stadium, is all it is. Why the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas? Why during the State Fair? During the State Fair, just because I think it's the Texas State Fair. It's a pretty big deal.
You're going to get a lot of people there, and maybe you can push some of that traffic to the fair or to the game.
Mm-hmm. And the site of the Cotton Bowl is like roughly halfway between both the Austin, Texas campus and the Norman, Oklahoma campus, where the two schools reside.
Oh, nice.
So it's it's geographically very perfect for both the schools.
Kind of fair.
Right. You each have to travel. I believe that most rivalries should be played on the campus of each school, but for a rivalry like this, because the neutral site is halfway between the two and it's close in proximity to both, I dig it. It's fine. And it's such a cool visual, because the stadium every year, it's like diagonally in half. It's burnt orange on one side and Sooner red on the other side.
Oh, that's so sick.
It's pretty sick. It's pretty cool.
Wait, which is which?
I should probably mention these nicknames when I talk about these teams. So the Oklahoma Sooners.
Okay.
And the Sooners has historical relevance to Oklahoma.
Red.
Right, they are red. The Oklahoma Sooners are red, and then the Texas Longhorns are orange.
Oh, I know Longhorns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Horns down.
Yeah. I watched King of the Hill.
Well, I guess actually, before you get to that point, this is horns down for Texas. This is horns down for NDSU.
Oh.
Longhorns, bison horns.
That one hurts. I gotta work on my fingers, man.
Yeah, aren't the main characters in the show Texas fans?
Yeah, they're like Longhorn fans.
Gotcha. I've definitely seen a clip from the show before where they're at like a game.
Yeah, they are. And then Hank, like, I think it's literally like what you're talking about. I think it's Oklahoma versus Texas.
It'd be fitting.
Oh my Yeah, it is. It is because they put on because he accidentally gets in a suite and then they call it's like a former player's suite and the head coach gets like knocked out, so the assistant coach has to go in and he's like in a former player, so he calls the former players like, hey, what should I do? And Hank acts like him. And he calls out like a really bad play, but it ends up winning Oklahoma the game. And so they have to wear red to like get out of the stadium because all the Texas fans are mad.
Right.
Oh my god! Whoa! I've seen this game in cartoon form.
I can't believe that connection was made. That makes me happy.
That's awesome.
It's a nice little aside. Thank you, Caleb. I appreciate that. So this 10-year contract was signed between the schools in 1929. We're going to play it at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas during the Texas State Fair. And the two schools loved the idea of, playing the game at this neutral site every single year, to where I don't think they ever technically renewed the contract. They just were like, this is where the game is played every year. That's what we're doing because it works for both of us. And so to show their gratitude to University of Texas and Oklahoma University, the Texas State Fair decided that they would donate a golden replica of a 10-gallon cowboy hat to be handed out to the winner of each game. And this was donated in 1941.
Oh, wait, so is it just one hat?
It is just one 10-gallon cowboy hat.
Does like the MVP wear it?
That's essentially what happens. Yeah. It's kind of whoever. It could be the quarterback. I mean, the winning team always takes turns, kind of like passing it around. But the most famous pictures are of like the best players for sure.
Yeah. It's my turn with the hat.
So it was donated in 1941, and it was originally known as the bronze hat or the brass hat. Why? Because the first iteration was bronze in color. And then the hat was reworked in the 70s, and it came out gold. So now it went from the bronze hat to the golden hat.
I like that.
Yeah. And I don't know, the golden hat is obviously more flashy too. I think that helps.
Mm-hmm. It's more like a prize to be won, for sure.
Right, yes. Yeah. It does seem more prizey, like, I guess. Yeah, I agree with that. So yeah, that's the golden hat. That's the most famous of the rivalry trophies between Oklahoma and Texas. There are a few more, which I didn't even realize that there were 4 trophies for one rivalry is crazy, but I dig it. Let's get wacky and wild. Why not?
You get them all every year you win. So like the coach is just like, oh, he's got the hat, he's got like the NORTC one or something like that.
It would be a very funny visual. So the Red River Rivalry Trophy was commissioned in 2003. It was created by the student body presidents at the time for Oklahoma and Texas. The trophy itself has the images of both the states as well as both their football helmets, and it essentially just switches sides between the student body each year, and I'm sure it gets displayed in some high traffic area on campus. So that's one of them. The next one is called the Governor's Trophy. This is about as southern in Texas as it gets. Excuse me while I fumble with my notes.
Dang.
The Governor's Trophy is, of course, traded between the governors of Oklahoma and Texas. And it's essentially, I don't know what the trophy looks like really, but the governors will usually place a wager with each other. And whoever, like the losing team, that state's governor, will usually donate like beef to the other. And then the governor of the winner will like donate it to charity or something.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's so like southern and like Texas, Oklahoma.
It's fitting. It's perfect. I love it. And then the last one, the NROTC trophy, which is probably, it's got to be the least known. So NROTC is the Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps. So military.
Oh.
So like You remember Jay Rotzi in high school?
Yep.
Yeah, same deal, same idea, except at the collegiate level. But it is kind of neat. So both of the NROTC squads start, the Texas one starts on the campus in Texas. The Oklahoma one starts at the campus in Oklahoma. And they have like a relay running system where they each bring a game ball to Dallas, Texas, which is very military coded. I love it. If you can find a way to put exercise in there, you just got to do it. And then the two NROTC groups, they play a flag football game together. And the winner of the flag football game gets to keep their little trophy that they have. So it's not really dependent on the actual football game that happens, but it's a fun little aside.
Does that like happen like during halftime?
I don't think so. I think they just kind of, I don't know when they play, but I would imagine it's probably before the game.
Oh, that'd be cool if like halftime you just like have like a small like.
It would be. It's possible, but typically for college football games, halftime is filled with like the bands playing and whatnot. Other celebrations and things of that nature. So yeah, that's Oklahoma versus Texas, the Golden Hat amongst others.
I like that one a lot. I wonder, that's gotta be kind of heavy though. If you think about how big a 10-gallon hat is, it's not like small, and gold is heavy.
Right. I guess I don't know exactly how they made it, but it's like it's obviously it's not solid gold.
Okay, yeah. It's like
yeah, you'd probably snap your neck for sure. The one thing I really like about this trophy is it's wearable.
Yeah,
you can literally wear it around and parade it around.
I feel does like the winner of like the last game's coach like walk onto the field with it?
So I don't think so. It's typically displayed on like a wooden like display or whatever that you would if you walk into a store that sells cowboy hats and boots, like the cowboy hats are always on like some special thing display. So I think that's what they displayed on, and they just kind of carried in to the stadium and whatnot.
That'd be like so baller,
just the coach wearing it on the sideline during the game.
Yeah, that's like you have to, and then you can't put the headset around, so like you're at a disadvantage because you won last year.
That would be wild. That's Oklahoma and Texas. All right, I've got one more that I really want to talk about. I knew the current day trophy for this rivalry. It's one of my favorites. I love it. It's another one that makes so much sense. I didn't know there was an older one, and it almost makes more sense. It's so funny. So
let's hear it.
This is the rivalry between the Minnesota Golden Gophers and the Wisconsin Badgers.
Oh, I know a little bit about this from my girlfriend. Very little. Very little.
I suppose, yeah, she did attend the U of M, so that would make sense. It's sometimes referred to as the border battle, Minnesota, Wisconsin, right next to each other. I even think in like the Minnesota Twins and the Milwaukee Brewers, like that rivalry is even a thing. And then obviously like the Vikings and the Packers, and
I mean that makes a lot of sense. So
yeah, so it's a rivalry that is really just a state rivalry, which I think is even better displayed at the collegiate level when you're fighting for your university. So the original trophy in this rivalry is called the Slab of Bacon.
Is it actual bacon?
It is not actual bacon. Real quick, as a quick aside, a really cool fact about the football rivalry between Minnesota and Wisconsin: it is the most played rivalry in Division I FBS history. They have met 134 times.
Choice.
So this one goes all the way back to the 1880s.
Yeah, say that's insanely long. And
it's also has the current record for longest continuous rivalry. They've played 118 times in a row. I think the only time they missed was 1906. I don't remember the reason why.
It's not like Titanic or something.
I don't know.
It's like 1902.
But I'm pretty sure it was 1906.
I wonder what happened, because that was right before World War. That was like a few years before World War I.
Right. And World War II will actually come into play here in a second. Well, yeah, and so they even played during COVID, which there are some rivalries that were not played during COVID, so their continuous streaks got snapped.
Except not the U of M in Wisconsin.
Yeah, good old fashioned hate. You just got to get it out.
We hate you so much, we want to give you COVID.
Want to give you. I should so. I say good old fashioned hate. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think there is a rivalry somewhere in America that is literally called good old fashioned hate. I'd have to refresh my own memory on that one. But
maybe that'll be an opener for next week.
It could be. So, the slab of bacon.
Yes, I want to hear about this bacon.
So, the slab of bacon, this was first introduced in 1930. So, like 40 some odd years after they had started. And so they used it from 1930 to 1943. So it is not an actual slab of bacon, unfortunately. It is a piece of black walnut wood with a football at the center. And depending on how you display the trophy, it either has an M for Minnesota or a W for Wisconsin.
Like Wumbo.
Yes. Literally the first thing I thought of too. I Wumbo, you Wumbo, he, she, Wumbo. Wumbology.
By the way, there's a theory that Patrick Star is actually a supervillain, and that's the biggest part of the theory, is because he knows what Wumbo means.
I have not been on the site of Twitter or Reddit.
It's a YouTube video. You'll have to look it up. Look that video up.
And then back to the slab of bacon.
Yes.
M or a W, depending on how you display the trophy. And then on each end of it, it's engraved bacon, and it's supposed to symbolize bringing home the bacon.
Oh, I like that.
So yeah, that one's kind of neat. Does
it look like a bacon?
Yes, I believe it. I believe that it's colored and striped in a sense to make it look like an actual piece of bacon, and I think that's why black walnut was chosen. So I had mentioned this is the first rivalry trophy amongst the two schools. Why is it the first one? Well, in 1943, Minnesota fans rushed the field after they had beaten the Wisconsin Badgers. And, you know, when fans storm the field after a big win, there's a lot of commotion, hard to, like, get your ducks in a row. And, like, sorry, as a quick aside, I was listening back to the last episode, and the amount of times that I say "and like" pissed me off.
Oh, I know.
So I'm gonna try and get better on that.
No, that was the thing we first started recording. Was I said it about 1 million times, and I heard you say it about 1 million times, or like,
yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I was trying. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I just triggered in my brain. So, 1943, Minnesota fans rushed the field. Big win over Wisconsin. The Wisconsin rep that was holding onto the trophy couldn't find the Minnesota rep that was supposed to retrieve the trophy. So it kind of got lost in the commotion that was going on along the field. And then in the locker room, after the teams had gotten back to locker rooms and the fans got off the field, the trophy was just kind of like sitting there in Minnesota's locker room. So it had found where it needed to be. But the Minnesota head coach at the time, his last name was Hauser. Do I have his first name written down? No. Why would I have his... George Hauser. George Hauser, the Minnesota head coach at the time, refused it essentially because it was a period of wartime and he thought those kinds of festivities and traditions should wait until the world was at peace. I can't really explain his thought process. I don't know why.
I mean, like, I would think, like, during, like, the time of war, you got to find the joy whenever you can.
Right. So I'm that's just the reason that was given. I don't fully understand it myself. Mm-hmm. And so Minnesota essentially just left the trophy behind. Said, sayonara, see you next year. And so so it was left in the locker room, and then it had kind of just like vanished after that, and it had been lost for almost 50 years until about 1994, when an intern at Wisconsin was digging around in like a storage closet and had just found it sitting there.
Just sitting in a storage closet somewhere?
Sitting in a storage closet at Wisconsin's football stadium, Camp Randall. And it was kind of like, oh, like, there it is. That's kind of weird. Like, how long has that been there? The even weirder thing about it is that somebody or some people had to have known that it was there, because on the slab of bacon, they write the scores of each year's games. And this trophy was lost in 1943, and it had been maintained up until 1970.
Oh, so like it was there, like they were still getting written down and stuff.
So someone at Wisconsin probably was just like, we're keeping this, I guess. I don't know, which is kind of interesting. It's also interesting to note. Maybe this will be surprising to some sports fans or college football fans. I don't know, but the University of Minnesota used to be a powerhouse in college football.
Really?
Yes, they have a couple of national titles in their history, and they're like old, like back in like the 20s and 30s and something like that. So Minnesota dominated this rivalry for the first handful of years, and then from like the 50s onward, Wisconsin kind of took back over, and has really been the dominant program ever since. So maybe it was the thought of like, we're better, we're going to keep the trophy. I don't know. At any rate, so yeah, so the slab of bacon they've taken it out of the storage closet, and it's displayed in the football offices at Camp Randall Stadium in Wisconsin.
Oh, so they don't go back to trading it anymore?
No, not that one. The slab of bacon has been retired. But
you said there were 2 trophies.
There are, in fact, 2. And this trophy is the reason I wanted to talk about this topic, because it's so fitting. In 1948, let me find the group here. Oh, the National W Club, which is just a group of Wisconsin letter winners. I don't know if it's football specific or if it's across all sports. They decided we need to have another trophy. Like, okay, we lost a slab of bacon, don't know where it went. World War II is over. It's 1948. We can move on from that reasoning. We need a no trophy. So what better than Paul Bunyan's axe?
Oh my! Now that's cool.
Paul Bunyan's axe. So I also think it's interesting. The slab of bacon was created by a University of Minnesota doctor and alum. And then this Paul Bunyan's axe was made by the University of Wisconsin. So I think it's kind of interesting that they flip-flop sides. I think it has something to do with who dominates the rivalry. So yes, they introduced Paul Bunyan's axe. And this was introduced, like I said, in 1948. It is used all the way up until the present times, still being used. Want to see. So the scores of each victory, each game, are written on the handle of the axe, and this axe is 6 feet long.
Oh,
it takes like 2 or 3 football players to carry this thing around.
Paul Bunyan would have used it.
Right. Yes.
For those of you who don't know who Paul Bunyan is, this is a story of just a big lumberjack.
Yeah. What's It's not fairy. Is fairy tale the right word? I feel like fairy tale is not
like folklore.
Folklore. Yeah. Folk story. Yeah. Big, giant lumberjack.
Yeah. And there's a big statue of him in Bemidji.
Yes.
Bemidji, Minnesota.
Yes. And then where's Babe the Blue Ox at?
Oh, I think it's right next to him.
Is it in the same area?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
That's his ox, and she's also gigantic.
Massive. And so, yeah, and Paul Bunyan has lore across Minnesota and Wisconsin. And so that's why it's called Paul Bunyan's axe. It's why it's a rivalry trophy between Minnesota and Wisconsin. So yes, 6 feet long. Scores get written on the handle. And so, like I said, the OG was made in 1948. They have since run out of room to write scores, so they decided to donate the original axe to the College Football Hall of Fame, and they christened a new one in like 2000, I think.
I feel like that's a problem with writing things or putting things on the trophies. Eventually, you're gonna run out of room.
Right. Which, like, I still like it though, because you know, going back to like the Jewel Shillelagh, like you can see like the history of the series.
Oh, it's cool because like once it's done, it's like, all right, time to start a new one.
Right.
It's kind of cool.
And just a reason to continue the tradition. And college football, as we know, built on tradition. This trophy has a fun little what's the right term? I keep forgetting my words. A fun tradition associated with it. It's like the Jewel Shillelagh. Like, it's fun to just hold, and maybe you swing it around and swing it in the air in a victorious fashion. Or the golden cowboy hat, it's fun to adorn on your head and, you know, do funny poses and take cool pictures. An axe is meant to chop things down.
Do they get to chop something down with this axe?
So, the tradition used to be that the holder of the axe would have the axe displayed on their sideline. And if they win the axe, then they get to go back to their sideline and they get to pick it up. If the team who doesn't have the axe won, they got to run over to the other team's sideline, invade their sideline, and steal the axe from them. Which has caused some issues over the years.
That's got to be just like a lot of like room for disaster.
There's been many skirmishes and dust ups. So you get to pick up the axe when you're victorious. You get to parade it around the field, and you get to chop down one or both goalposts. Obviously, like, you're not actually like wham, like chop, but like, you know, ceremoniously chopping the goalpost, and they will actually like lower the goalpost.
Oh, that's cool.
As you do this.
Yeah.
So it's
gonna be just hard to swing if you had to like take three people like.
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just multiple players that, you know, are kind of, which I really like that, because it adds to the lore of, like, you know, Paul Bunyan, this big, really strong lumberjack, you know, he could wave it with two hands just fine, but it takes like 5 football players. So there was an incident in 2013. Wisconsin beat Minnesota, and the Minnesota players essentially just all huddled around one goalpost. I'm assuming this was in Minnesota, so they huddled around their own goalpost and refused to let the Wisconsin players chop them down, as was tradition. And because I think it got pretty physical, so because of that, they had like stopped the tradition for like a year, but they've since reinstituted it. And because I think up until 2013, you got to go to the other team's sideline and all that stuff, you know, whatever. So they're like, okay, the axe isn't going to be displayed on the field anymore. It'll be in the back. When the game's over, we'll bring it out.
Like, imagine it's like a really heated game that year and stuff, and then whoever doesn't have the axe wins. Right. It's like you're already like yelling at each other and like maybe playing a little rougher than you would, and then you get to go like
wield an axe.
Yeah, basically go attack them to grab it. Oh.
Yeah. So that is my lore on the slab of bacon and Paul Bunyan's axe. Minnesota Golden Gophers versus the Wisconsin Badgers. That one is, those are 3 of my favorite trophies, period. The last one is just so funny to me. It just makes so much sense.
Yeah, I do like that. I think that one's my favorite, followed by the cowboy hat. The shillelagh is very sick too, though. Just the history and stuff.
Right. And then, so yeah. And of course, like there's dozens and dozens and dozens of these rivalry trophies. So perhaps if I am in the mood to talk about more, I could revisit and talk about some other fun ones, because there's brown jugs, there's commissioners' cups, there's just anything you can think of to christen and take from somebody. College football has it. There's apple cups. So yeah, that's my spiel on college football rivalry trophies.
I very much enjoyed that one. I like history, so I like hearing about that.
Yeah. All right, Caleb. Now that I've rambled for a long time.
Yeah, no, this is perfect.
What have you got for me today?
All right, you're gonna do a little bit more talking, maybe.
Okay.
Because Austin, I'm gonna need you to name. Take a drink of water while I talk. So, I'm gonna need you, after you drink that water, to name every anime you know.
Oh God.
The list, I'm gonna guess, is not very long. I just need you to list it, every single one you know.
This is one of those topics where I'm gonna know, not like I'm not gonna be able to list many, if any, but like I'm gonna hear names and be like, oh, I know people that watch that. Oh, Christ Almighty. Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
Dragon Ball Z. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's one that I definitely know that one. There's one that I know you've talked about to me like so many times. Where like, this is a really good starter one. You should watch this one. And it's just, the name is escaping me, and I don't know.
I'll probably get to it at the end.
I apologize for not knowing more. Dragon Ball Z I would have gotten eventually, but
he wears an orange suit, blonde hair. So that is also Dragon Ball Z, but
orange suit, blonde hair.
Ninjas. Yeah. He's like a ninja. Yeah, maybe that kind of.
What's it start with?
N.
N. Naruto?
Yeah, there you go. There's two.
Naruto. Is Avatar: Last Airbender close? I know it's probably not like.
We will get to that. It is not an anime per se, but we will get to it.
Okay. All right. Well, the cobwebs in my brain have been released. So
hey, you know what? That's about as much as I thought you get those two. You know, and that was pretty much it. Maybe a third one, but.
Do you know which one I'm referencing? Where it's like, this is a really good starter anime.
It's Black Clover.
Black Clover. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Because that's We'll get to that as well.
All right, Caleb.
All right.
Now that you've successfully made me combust.
Yes, well, I just want to go, because there's a pretty big movie coming out that I think it's anime movies don't get released a whole lot in theaters in America, but there's one. It's called it's Demon Slayer. It's the second Demon Slayer movie that's coming out in September.
It's a familiar name.
Mm-hmm. It's like Infinity Castle. That's what it's called, and it's like slated to be the highest grossing anime movie of all time, and probably going to be the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So that's coming out in next month, and I just want to, because I'm probably going to talk about it for a topic later on, so I want to go down this history of anime so that people, and like kind of what anime is about, try to prep everybody for that when I talk about it.
Right. All right, I dig it.
So, anime, if you didn't know, anime kind of followed the same path of early animation in general, where it was, you'd painstakingly write out, like in the late 1800s, early 1900s, you'd painstakingly write out every single frame. It looked like paper moving, but it was like very fluid and stuff. But it had more of no TV shows, no cartoons, no movies. It was just like max was like a 5-minute little like animation,
right,
that people would create. And they would do this all the way around up till World War One, where it actually became more of a propaganda tool.
Okay.
So obviously, Japan in the Allies, World War One, Axis, World War 2 and in World War Two, it was heavily used in propaganda. Like, they would show like, we're the good guys, those allies are the bad guys, and just get distributed all across Japan. Of, hey, like, this is what anime is. It's not a cartoon. It's not this. It's a political piece and propaganda.
It's very interesting. I did not know that.
So yeah, I actually didn't know that either. I thought because there's stuff like the more lewd stuff as well. That's just more manga, which we're gonna get into in a little bit. But right after World War II, when American occupation hit, a bunch of American soldiers really liked it, and would tell people back in the States about it. But when Japan was occupied by America right after World War II, this kind of like art renaissance hit Japan, because they didn't need to worry about war anymore. It was rebuilding, and when everybody's rebuilding, not everybody can do everything.
Lots of rebuilding to do.
Exactly. 2 bombs dropped. But a lot of people like, well, I have the time to like make art now. And so a ton of just like animation hit just Japan at once. There was almost a surge. No movies, weirdly enough. No feature length films, but through the 40s and 50s, just if you were watching something in Japan, it was anime.
I think it's very interesting that, and then it makes sense too, I guess, if you really think about it. But it's like you have this long period of just like war and death and destruction, and then it's immediately followed by like peaceful, beautiful art making.
Yeah, and
it's like total course correct.
And it's crazy too, because very little to none of anime was mature. It was all like I would say PG stuff.
Gotcha.
I do think that's part of like, hey, we want to like look or like show like the light in the darkness almost.
And is this the history of it up until this point, or just specifically after the war?
Just after
okay.
World War. Yeah, like it was pretty brutal during World War II. Like there's tons of stuff. There's a lot of it's lost because fire bombs and nuclear bombs.
Right.
And stuff.
Yeah. That probably has a lot to do with it.
A lot of it, people have said, is like pretty like not graphic, so to say, but more mature than like a cartoon.
Right.
I would akin post World War II anime to cartoon, like children's cartoons more.
Gotcha.
But then in the late 50s, when American occupation was kind of ending and stuff, a lot of anime got brought over to America for that. And then in 1963, Astro Boy hit Japan by force, and that is considered the first full series anime.
Okay.
Have you ever seen like the newer Astro Boy that came out?
I don't think I've even heard of it, if I'm being honest.
It's basically like what inspires all of anime now.
Okay.
Like the big eyes, like the kind of like more rounded faces and stuff.
Maybe you'll get into this, but am I correct in saying that like anime in America is kind of different than the anime that gets made in Japan?
So anime, I'll get into that too. Anime has to be from Japan to be considered anime. Yes.
Okay.
There's anime inspired stuff like Avatar, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
But yes,
that makes sense.
Yes, anime has to be from Japan to be considered anime.
Got it.
And then, finally, in 1961, Toei Doga's Magic Boy hits theaters in the United States, and it is a hit. That kind of solidified. Hey, anime is kinda like we're okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the 1960s though, so it's like we're like like a little like wary of it almost.
Right. Yep.
But people like it. People like it, and then it kind of the 70s. Not much happens with anime, but then we get Studio Ghibli coming out. Do you know who Studio Ghibli is at all?
No, I don't think it sounds familiar either.
They have you seen like the AI art that like people are getting mad at where it's like Ghibli art?
I know people are mad about AI art, but I guess Ghibli related, no, that doesn't really ring a bell to me.
Oh, so I would say Studio Ghibli is probably the most prominent anime studio in the world, and they kind of create like they're kid films, but also have mature elements. Like there sometimes is like blood or like people swear, but they are like children's films.
Okay.
At the end of the day, and they are beautiful films. Like they like every frame is handcrafted to perfection. Whatever. That released with Castle in the Sky. A little fun fact about Castle in the Sky. You know iron golems in Minecraft?
Yes.
They're inspired from this movie. When they get into the castle in the sky, there's these robots that hand the kids in the movie flowers. And that's why iron golems drop roses.
That's pretty funny. I like that.
Yeah. But then we hit 1988 Akira. You heard of Akira?
I was gonna say I've heard of Akira Tozawa, which is a professional wrestler, but I doubt that's what you're talking. Is he
Japanese?
I'm not sure where he comes from. It's shoot, let me look it up because he might be. Professional wrestling has a bad habit of just making people that look Asian. Like
kind of stereotyping them almost.
This is like a weird stereotyping was very prevalent in WWE and wrestling back, even as early as like 10, 15 years ago. Like for instance, the most. I don't think this really matters for me to look this up.
No, it's good.
It says he's billed from Japan. Where is he actually? He was born in Japan, so he is actually Japanese.
Okay.
But as a little aside, like the most famous Japanese wrestler in the history of like WWE, for example, is Yokozuna, and he is not Japanese. He is Samoan.
Oh, really? but they'd say he's like Japanese or whatever.
He was massive, much like a sumo wrestler. And that was kind of what he was.
Oh, okay.
That was like his character in the WWE. So, yeah. Random.
Yeah,
Sorry, I went on that little tangent. But Akira.
Yes, Akira. Akira is credited as being kind of the first, like the transition into, hey, anime isn't just a kid's medium. It can be anything. So it has a lot of mature elements like death and like stuff.
Okay.
If you know Cyberpunk 2077, it's kind of based off of Akira.
Okay.
Yeah, Akira. There's something in the movies you see like where they like ride on a motorcycle and the camera they drift and stop.
Yep.
And that's called the Akira slide.
Oh.
And it was in this movie. A ton of movies reference it.
Interesting.
It's like just a cool shot.
Excuse me.
I would say the 80s kind of start the golden age of anime. This is kind of when anime actually starts getting very prevalent. We got Princess Mononoke, which is Studio Ghibli, and Kiki's Delivery Service, which Kiki's Delivery Service, when it came out, was the highest grossing animated film at the time, like worldwide.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it was did crazy numbers. We have Dragon Ball Z in this era as well. This is when it started, which is not Dragon Ball Z, just Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z comes later. My bad. There's a difference. There's Dragon Ball and there's Dragon Ball Z.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Related, I assume.
Yes. It's Dragon Ball Z basically just follows the story after Dragon Ball.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What was I say? It's just so common to just say Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
Because that's what filmed on Adult Swim and stuff too.
Well, like in my really casual conversations, I feel like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z get like interchanged, probably incorrectly.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, when you say Dragon Ball Z, people don't know what you're talking about. But I'd say Dragon Ball Z is more popular than Dragon Ball as well.
Gotcha.
But it's just the same story.
Yeah.
Continued. And then we have Sailor Moon. This is also the 90s, I should say. Sailor Moon came out and Princess Mononoke came out in the 90s. Sailor Moon is kind of this can also be a girls' medium too.
Oh, that's neat.
So yeah, Sailor Moon is very popular. Have you heard of it at all? It wouldn't surprise me if you haven't heard of it.
I'm gonna say no.
It's kind of like the. Have you ever seen people dress in like almost like a navy suit, but they got like kind of like wacky hair?
Yeah, I think I can picture that.
Yeah, that's Sailor Moon.
Okay.
Stuff. Yeah, people go crazy for Sailor Moon. Then there's also the mecha animes, which is Neon, Genesis, Evangelion. You ever heard of that? No.
The only Genesis I know is a band and Sega.
That's like Power Ranger stuff essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, fun fact about Power Rangers: do you know that all the fight scenes are from a Japanese show? And then all the not fight scenes were just added in by like an American studio.
Really?
Yeah. So all the fight scenes you see are from a different show in Japan.
How does that work legally?
I think they bought the rights to use those. Like, hey, can we produce this in America? But yeah.
That's so funny.
And then the biggest one that you probably know of. You definitely know this one, and I'm surprised I forgot that you definitely know this one. Can you guess what it is? It starts with a P.
With a P.
Yes.
Oh gosh. P.
You gotta catch them all.
Okay, so I didn't Pokemon.
Yes.
I didn't think it was, so I didn't want to say. I thought when I asked the question of like American anime is different than the Japanese anime, and then you're like, no, anime has to come from Japan. I thought Pokemon was like the embodiment of like what it's different over here kind of deal.
No, actually, I think even if you go on Netflix and you look up the Indigo League, I think you can have the Japanese.
Okay.
Dub there.
Gotcha.
Because I think what they did was this is not factual. I think this would happen. I think after it got popular enough, they still made it with Japanese stuff, and they redid it when they did the American dub. So they did all the mouths, so the mouths matched up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go look back at like the first season, just like the raw first season English dub, the mouths don't match up. So it's a little interesting fact. And that came out in 1997.
Okay.
Yeah, and it kind of corresponded with the games, not really, but kind of.
Like as far as when the game started getting made.
Yeah. So I can't remember when Pokemon Red and Blue came out. I think it was 1995. I think.
Gotcha.
But then Pokemon got big and more me in the one, and Pokemon is debatably the most popular brand in the world. Like everybody knows at least one Pokemon.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a Japanese anime.
Okay, gotcha.
But now we can get to all the things that anime has influenced in America.
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't know, one of the first cartoons that's considered to be inspired by anime is Batman the Animated Series.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen that, but
I've definitely come across it before. Yes.
It's got like the more big eyes, the kind of there's like the more like the faces kind of look more I guess more triangular. So,
yeah.
Sorry. The anime faces are more triangular.
Okay.
And like the more sharp edges.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was really cool. And then you got shows like Teen Titans, which is kind of off of Batman. And it's funny too because depending on the episode of Teen Titans, you'll have a J-pop dub of the opening song.
Nice.
Which is really cool. And the movie for the Teen Titans takes place in Japan as well.
Oh, that's neat.
Then you have Powerpuff Girls, which I think you can see that when you start to think about it, you can definitely see the anime influences.
Right. I think I've seen more Powerpuff Girls than I have Teen Titans.
Yeah, I mean, Powerpuff Girls is really good. And you have Samurai Jack, obviously.
Yeah, I've heard of Samurai Jack.
And the biggest one, the most well-known one, people think was this developed by an actual anime studio? It's Avatar: The Last Airbender. It is not considered an anime, but it is probably the closest America's ever gotten to making an anime, though actually making an anime.
So when you say that, even if they made it exactly like something from Japan, it still wouldn't technically be anime, though, would it?
No, it's
okay.
like a mock anime.
Okay,
or something like that.
Gotcha. The only experience I had with Avatar: Last Airbender, that was always one of the random shows that was on late night when I was either trying to go to bed or I'd wake up and the TV would still be on.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was cool. I just never stuck with it, I guess.
And then I was talking about King of the Hill earlier. A little fun fact about King of the Hill. It is considered one of the pinnacles of American animation. In anime there's a ton of different style or genres. There's I'll get to in a little bit, but there's shonen, there's detective stuff, there's horror, and there's a big one is slice of life, which is just almost like a reality show but an anime.
Okay.
Or a soap opera almost.
Yeah.
And King of the Hill, if you were to consider it, it would be considered a slice of life animation, and it is so big in Japan. Or it was when it came out. That actually there's a 2-part episode of Hank and his family going to Japan because it was so big in Japan.
So are you telling me that the Japanese know about the golden cowboy hat?
They probably do, which is so wild that we've made all these connections this episode. But yeah, it's a lot of people would consider it the American anime.
Okay.
What equivalent of Naruto or Dragon Ball Z is to us, it'd be that's theirs.
Interesting.
We stereotypically, Japan is Naruto. They're stereotypically America is King of the Hill.
Right.
Type of deal.
Two very different vibes.
Exactly. But yeah. And it's cool because there's so much culture sharing between America and Japan. And do you know what that culture sharing is called? It has a name.
Is it a term that I've probably heard before?
Maybe. You might have actually. It's called otaku.
Not even once.
It's kind of a more recent years. It's kind of more of a
It's a newer term.
Discord mod term, like a incel-y term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's gained prevalence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like like anime has been kind of like shunned for a long time too in America.
I would. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like people don't like up until recently people didn't really say like they watched anime.
It really didn't become cool. It almost not until like, I feel like when it became cool and common to be like a content creator, you find out a lot of these content creators are very nerdy, which is dope, and it just brings that into the mainstream as well.
Well, like even I remember when I watched an anime like Attack on Titan, like I got like made fun of for watching it, like, and it was like that was like 2017. Like it was like
It's
that
pretty recent.
Yeah, like that recently. Like I got like made fun of for, like, not harshly or anything like that, but still I like oh, you watched that, really?
Right. I mean, that's okay. It's I have admittedly I haven't watched a lot of professional wrestling in the last handful of months, but like I still definitely get those looks from people when I'd be like, oh no, I'm busy Saturday nights. Me and a couple buddies are gonna go watch WWE. They're like, why? Yeah. What are you doing that for? Is that because it's fun? I don't know.
Yeah, no. I think the best thing about becoming an adult is that you just care less about what people think about you, like your hobbies and stuff.
We tell those people to fuck off.
Yeah, there you go. Alrighty.
Sorry, I needed to do that. I felt good to say that. I felt really good. Sorry. Thanks.
Now we get to modern anime. So modern anime is probably what you starts off with Naruto. Now, Naruto, I talk about the genre, is a shonen.
Shonen.
Yes, shonen is probably as of right now.
Before you get into it, is there like a line of delineation? Is that the correct term of like what's considered modern? Like, is there like a year, or is it just like when Naruto became popular?
I'm doing this. I could look more into it, but I'm doing this is like when Naruto came out.
Gotcha.
That's when the modern anime we know today came out.
Gotcha. So shonen.
Yes, shonen. Shonen means young boy animation.
Sounds like all the young boy rappers came together to create a studio. No, young boy animation. Sorry, continue.
No, but yeah, so young boy animation. Young boy in Japan's a little weird because Japan, I would say in their culture, you mature a little faster.
Mm-hmm.
But these shows are more mature than like a young boy would be. Like,
right. Even by their standards or by our standards?
By our standards. Okay. So, like there's like death and like blood and stuff in like these. Like it's like a lot. Some of these are like really heavy themes.
Gotcha.
Like Naruto, like there's plenty of like death and like blood and like people getting stabbed and stuff. But when Naruto came to the scene, you have the not generic, but the general term of a young dude is in this world that he either understands or doesn't understand, and he learns alongside you. He's kind of like the reader's lens.
Okay.
And there's this whole world around him, and he either has something dark within him or he has some sort of power in him that makes him a little different.
Mm-hmm.
And he does all and he goes through this journey, and at the end there's something. And Naruto ran from 2002 to 2007, and they got rebooted with Naruto Shippuden, which is 2007 to 2017. That's kind of like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, where
Gotcha.
The story it kicked off a few years later after the original Naruto, because Naruto, I think he was like a younger kid, and then in Shippuden he was like 16. So it kind of it indicated like a time jump almost. Now, I have been talking a lot about anime and modern anime and stuff, but most anime doesn't start out as a thought to writing out the anime. Most anime comes from what's called manga. You heard that term?
Perhaps. Describe it.
So manga is essentially a comic book.
Okay.
It's got like the panels, the words, the pictures.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of putting that together now.
But you read right to left, so you start the book at the, for us, would be considered the back.
Right. Yes. Okay. Yep.
And most things get adapted by animating the manga and then what's called anime.
Gotcha.
So Naruto, or Dragon Ball, like Sailor Moon, stuff like that, all started out as a manga. Now, Studio Ghibli does not derive from manga. So an anime doesn't have to derive from manga to be considered an anime. It's just a lot of stuff, especially shonen, derives from manga.
Gotcha.
So, I just want to say about that Demon Slayer, the prequel, or the movie, the first Demon Slayer movie. So Demon Slayer was a manga that became an anime, and it was a show for 2 seasons, I believe. And then the movie came out. I don't know, where was it? No, sorry. It was the first season, then the movie came out. It's called Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Mugen Train, and that grossed in Japan 40 billion yen, or $271 million.
It's a lot.
Mm-hmm. And then 501 million worldwide. It is worldwide the highest grossing R-rated film of all time. And that's why I said this new movie that comes out is probably going to beat this record. It's a
big record.
Mm-hmm, and probably be the next highest rated R-rated movie of all time, or highest grossing. So that is the quick history of anime. The animes that I have finished personally, Black Clover. I can recommend Black Clover to be a great start. It's essentially all of the best of shonen rolled into one. It's got some elements from Naruto and some other stuff. I've completed the first season of Dr. Stone. I just got caught up with Jujutsu Kaisen. I finished Solo Leveling, which I thought those two were great. Solo Leveling's more of a power fantasy, just like, man, you just watch this guy like get really powerful and cool and stuff. There's a lot that's like really cool, actually, like anime. And I started watching Hunter x Hunter. What else have I watched? Oh, I've watched up until the last episode of Attack on Titan, which might be one that you've heard as well.
I've heard of Attack on Titan, yes.
Yeah, that it's insanely good.
Why up until the last episode?
I just forgot about it, and then it's been too long. Because they released it, like, I get it animated, like, animation takes a while. But, like, they released it, like, the last episode, like, 6 months before the previous episode. And I just forgot about it, and I still haven't watched it yet. Like, luckily, I don't even know what happens, so please don't spoil it in the comments. But,
so, is your game plan to whenever you're like, okay, maybe I should watch the last episode, you're just going to rewatch it?
No, I know what happened. I got it in my memory. No, what I do is, like, the main time I watch anime is on planes.
Fair.
So, like, I'll download a bunch of episodes and then watch them. And that's what I did for Solo Leveling, was when I went to California, got this hat there. I downloaded all the first season of Solo Leveling, watched that on the plane, and then on the plane ride back, I watched the second season. So,
is there a standard length for an episode of anime, or does it vary?
So for a shonen, I should probably mention about shonen. Shonen is typically a weekly animation as well.
Okay.
Or weekly to monthly. So typically every week you'll get a new episode. Okay. Yeah. So then and a lot of the time, this is a great topic. So a lot of times when you get a manga, you'd adapt the manga into anime. Mm-hmm. The manga is not complete.
Yeah. Okay.
And writing a story takes a long time.
Right. Yeah.
Animating, you just gotta animate the story. So you don't have to think about what's happening in the story. You can just keep going. And so the anime moves faster than the manga.
Interesting.
So eventually, you'll get caught up to the manga.
Okay, yeah.
You might ask, what happens then?
Right.
That's what we call filler episodes.
They just come up with their own BS.
Yeah. So you have to like come up with a story that doesn't hurt
Canon.
Yeah. Typically, it's not considered canon actually.
Okay.
But then that's when the anime and the manga become two separate stories.
Interesting.
Because this happened in the anime, but this didn't happen. But like, you have to follow the story of the manga. But so the filler can't ruin the story. So you have to kind of navigate the filler of like, oh, what's happening.
Except when they're creating the filler, they have no idea what the manga is gonna be about.
Typically they get like hints or whatever.
Okay.
So they know what they are supposed to do. But yeah, that's actually what happened with Black Clover, and they did filler for a little bit. They copped it, and then they're like, we're just gonna cancel it until he finishes the manga.
So, are there any scenarios where like the filler is more entertaining than the manga? Has that happened in your personal experience, anyways?
There's some good filler episodes, but there's a notorious show that you may have heard of called One Piece.
I've heard of One Piece.
The Lakers did a One Piece night, actually.
Yes, I think a couple people have done One Piece night. It's definitely gaining popularity. I've heard that term for sure.
So One Piece has over 1,000 episodes.
That's a lot.
It's insane. And surprisingly, only like 30 to 40% of it's filler.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's still a lot. It's like it's like over like 300 episodes of filler. Like I know there's like a whole like section where like there's like a ton of episodes where it all takes place in one day. Like it's like to watch all the episodes in like that takes place in one day, it takes longer than a day or something like that. I know that. But yeah, so you have two options essentially when you catch up to a manga. Is you can either stop the anime or do fillers until, and that's why a lot of anime studios now are turning to, hey, we're just gonna do seasons instead.
Fair.
And those seasons are typically 40 minutes to an hour long episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So like what I just finished, Jujutsu Kaisen, it's a series right now. So season 3 is coming out next year, but season 2 came out 2 years ago. So what should I say? Is when you do a weekly series, the animation a lot of times suffers too.
I guess that makes sense because you're under pressure to get it out.
Yes, but so when you do a season, you can kind of
work at your own pace.
Yeah, and the anime can come out looking better and stuff.
I wanted to say real quick, I was Googling something. I had mentioned One Piece is getting more popular. I think several Major League Baseball teams have done a One Piece night.
Oh, really?
Like a theme night. It's a big thing in Major League Baseball. There's 162 games. You got to get people to come to as many of them as you can. So there's always bobblehead nights, promotional nights, and like the Red Sox recently did a One Piece night, and the Los Angeles Dodgers also did a One Piece night. So yes, definitely gaining popularity, which I think, again, going back to a previous point, is further proof that anime and things of the like in general are just not only becoming more popular, but like more accepted.
Mm-hmm. I would also consider like the rise of like just Japanese baseball too, like that kind of.
I think that helps.
That would also be considered otaku as well.
Oh, really?
Yes, like the Japanese baseball, like kind of like then sharing like their culture and stuff. So yeah, it doesn't have to just be anime, but yeah, it's growing, and I think people should give it a shot. You could start with Akira, because Akira is really good. It's cool. Or just a Studio Ghibli. Like, me and my girlfriend saw Totoro. It was pretty cool. Boy and the Heron was, like, their most recent one. That was cool, too.
I'm, like, the worst when it comes to TV shows. Like, it's one of those...
Those are movies, by the way.
Okay.
Those, yeah.
Gotcha.
All of those. Akira's a movie.
Yes, you'd mentioned that previously, yes. for the TV show aspect, I'm always so bad. Like even if it's a good TV show and I'm enjoying it, if I forget to watch it for a week, I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I lived the last week without watching it, so I don't need to go back to it. Which is, I don't know. That's how my mind works sometimes.
See, I'm kind of weird, and like if the show is so good and I miss like a day of watching it, I'm like, I don't want it to end.
Yeah.
So I just won't watch it or whatever. Ugh. Well, yeah, that is my little anime spiel. Tune in when I go see Demon Slayer.
This is actually a very helpful conversation because there's some of our other friends who listen to this podcast that are as into anime as you are. And it's like whenever we're out and about doing whatever we do and you guys lock in on that conversation, I just kind of like fade into the background and go do something else. So this helps, maybe at least I can hear words and be like, I've heard that before at least.
And I'll say this too for the listeners out there. Netflix has an insane amount of anime. I think 74% of Americans that watch anime watch it on Netflix. So
makes sense. Good ones?
Yeah, oh yeah, good ones. One Piece is on there actually.
Gotcha.
One Piece, Naruto's on there. Hunter x Hunter, which I still gotta watch. I've been pretty bad about that, but yeah, that's good and stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, we are definitely at our time.
For sure. I think we rambled a little bit too long.
No, it was good. I kind of like the you go and then I go.
Yeah.
Well, I have been Caleb, the blaster side.
And you like really drew that out and made it dramatic. I've been Austin. I talked about my balls and my axes and my cowboy hats and my shillelaghs. This has been episode 6. You can check us out on YouTube, on Spotify. We have
the TikTok that doesn't have any clips on it yet.
The TikTok that will start ticking and talking eventually. And we also have Instagram. Balls and Blasters. It's got a ball. It's got a blaster. It's hard to miss. Mm-hmm. Check us out. Give us a like. Give us a follow. Comment. Feedback is always welcome. We love you guys. Thank you to our loyal listeners.
Yes, thank you so much. I get feedback like every time I post an episode, and I really do appreciate it. Even the criticisms, even if you have some like, hey, you could do this better.
It all helps.
Yes,
all helps. And I think our episode 5 is one of our most viewed ones. So keep it up, guys. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll catch you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Peace out.